a table. Now I'm going to show you how to do this by hand, and then I'm going to show you how to do it in Excel. I would hope that you would choose Excel because it's just so easy, but I want to show you how to do it by hand as well. So I'm going to come up with a table, and this is going to be called an ANOVA table, and I've got a source. So my source is going to be variance because that's what we're doing. We're looking at the differences in the variance. So I have these levels here, and I'm going to have sum of squares between groups. This is going to be sum of squares within groups. And this is going to be sum of squares total. Should have left enough room for my values. So I've got sum of squares. I'm just put sum of squares here, and then I'm going to have degrees of freedom. And then I'm going to have mean squares, which is the variance squared, is what that is. So the mean squares, and then finally my F ratio. When I drew that ratio, and we're still thinking about the F statistic as standard deviations from the mean of 0 in this case. So how I'm going to do this, what I need to do first is I need to come up with a really funky formula that's going to look like this. I'm going to look at the sum of x1 squared, and I'm going to divide that by n of 1, and I'll put some brackets around this, and then I will add the sum of x squared for group 2 and the sum of x3 squared over n of 3, and then I'll put that in more brackets, and then I will have this lovely thing here is going to be the sum of x1 plus the sum of x2 plus the sum of x3 quantity squared over the total number of observations, which is 9. And so that's what my between groups formula is going to look like. It's not so bad once we get this calculated, because once we get the between groups and the within groups, the rest of it is very, very simple. So what I want to start doing is I want to come up with the sum of x1. So the sum of x1, what I have to do is I have to sum these numbers up. And since I got my trusty Texas Instruments calculator here, I'll just start summing these up. So I've got 8 plus 7 plus 9 equals 24. And for group 2, I've got 6 plus 5 plus 6 equals 17. And then for group 3, I've got 2 plus 1 should equal 5. So we'll stick with that. And remember, these are levels of pain. So now I've got all my sums here. So I can start working this formula. Now what I'll do is I'll take 24 and I'll square it, and then I'll divide it over the number, the observation number. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got 24 squared, which is 576 over 3, plus I've got 17 squared, which is 289 over 3, plus 5 squared should be 25 over 3. So now I'll add those up. So I got 576 divided by 3, which is 192, plus 289 divided by 3 is 96.333, plus 25 divided by 3 is going to be 8.333. Now, I've just about got that first part of my equation figured out. So I got 192 plus 96.333 plus 8.333 gives me a value of 296.66. So I got this part figured out. 296.66. I need to figure that out. So I've already got those numbers there. So I've got the sum. Let me get rid of this stuff. If you need to see this, you can rewind it again. So I'll work out this part of the equation here. So now I've got the sum of x1, which is 24, plus the sum of x2, which is 17, plus the sum of x3, which is 5, and I'm going to square that over the total number, which is 9. So let's work that one out. So I got 24 plus 17 plus 5, which gives me a value of 46 over 9, and that's going to be squared. So let's do that one. 46 squared is 2,116 over 9, and that's going to give me 2,116 divided by 9 is 235.11. Now I've got the rest of this. So 235.11 is going to give me a value of 296.66 minus 235.